You wake up on a Tuesday morning in your apartment in Brooklyn. The alarm clock didn't go off, but sunlight streams through the curtains anyway. You check your phone. No notifications, no messages, no emails from anyone at all. That's strange, but maybe you just slept through the night without interruptions for once. You get out of bed and walk to the bathroom to brush your teeth. The water runs cold from the tap, which is normal for the first few seconds. You look at yourself in the mirror and notice how quiet everything feels today. No traffic noise from the street below, no sirens, no car horns blaring. Living in New York City, silence is something you never experience during daytime hours. You walk to the window and pull back the curtain to look outside below. The street is completely empty. No cars, no pedestrians, no delivery trucks double parked. You check the time, 8:30 in the morning on a Tuesday workday. This doesn't make sense at all, not even for a holiday or weekend. You grab your phone and try calling your roommate, but it goes straight to voicemail. You try your mom, your best friend, your boss. Every call fails immediately. You open social media apps, but nothing loads beyond cached posts from yesterday. The internet seems to be working, but no new content appears anywhere online. You get dressed quickly and head downstairs to investigate what's happening outside today. The building hallway is silent, no sounds from neighboring apartments at all around you. You knock on a few doors, but nobody answers your increasingly frantic knocking. The elevator works fine, humming quietly as it descends to the ground floor. You step out into the lobby, and the doorman's desk is empty and abandoned. The front door is unlocked, swinging open easily when you push against it. Outside, the scene is surreal and deeply unsettling in ways you can't articulate. Cars are parked along the street, some with doors left wide open. A coffee cup sits on a bench, still half full but cold now. A dog leash lies on the sidewalk, but there's no dog attached to it. You walk down the middle of the street, something you've never done before. No cars come, no one yells at you to get out of the way. The silence is so complete that your footsteps echo off the building facades. You walk for blocks, calling out, shouting for anyone who might hear you. Your voice bounces back from empty storefronts and abandoned vehicles parked everywhere. You pass a subway entrance and descend into the station below the street. The turnstiles are unmanned, the platform completely deserted and eerily quiet down here. A train sits motionless on the tracks, doors open, lights still on inside. You board it and walk through the cars, finding purses and backpacks left behind. Phones sit on seats, wallets lie on the floor, but no people anywhere. Back on the street, you try to make sense of what's happening here. Did everyone evacuate during the night while you somehow slept through it? Was there a gas leak, a bomb threat, some emergency you missed? But that doesn't explain the phones, the personal belongings, the open car doors. People don't leave everything behind when they evacuate from danger in organized fashion. This looks like everyone simply vanished in an instant, mid-activity, without warning. You walk to Times Square, thinking surely there must be someone there. The massive digital billboards are still running, playing ads to an empty plaza. The lights flash and change, but no one watches them at all. You stand in the center of the intersection and scream as loud as possible. Your voice carries across the empty space, but no one responds to you. The silence that follows is more terrifying than any sound could ever be. You try to think logically about what to do in this situation now. First priority, confirm you're actually alone, not just in Manhattan, but everywhere else. You need to check other boroughs, other cities, other states if possible. You need transportation that doesn't require fuel stations with attendants to operate them. You spot a bicycle leaning against a storefront and take it without hesitation. Ownership doesn't matter anymore if there's no one left to own anything. You ride across the Brooklyn Bridge, legs pumping hard against the pedals. The bridge is littered with abandoned cars, forcing you to weave between them. From the middle of the span, you can see the entire skyline. No smoke, no fires, no signs of destruction or catastrophe at all. The city looks perfectly normal except for the complete absence of people. You reach Brooklyn and find the same scene. Empty streets, abandoned belongings everywhere. You ride through neighborhood after neighborhood, calling out, searching, finding nothing but silence. By afternoon, you're exhausted and need to rest somewhere safe for now. You pick a house in Park Slope with a nice front porch. The door is unlocked, like everything else seems to be in this world. Inside, the house is frozen in a moment of ordinary life interrupted. Breakfast dishes sit in the sink. A TV plays to an empty room. You turn off the TV, and the silence rushes back in immediately. You raid the kitchen for food, eating directly from containers without bothering with plates. Social conventions seem pointless when there's no society left to judge you. You spend the night in a stranger's bed, unable to sleep properly. Every creak of the house makes you jump, hoping it's another person. But it's just the building settling, the wind outside, nothing more. You lie awake thinking about everyone you know and love, wondering where they went. Are they dead? Transported somewhere else? Did they ever exist at all? Maybe you're in a coma, dreaming this nightmare in a hospital bed. You pinch yourself hard, but nothing changes around you at all. Day 2 begins with a plan. Get to a radio station. If anyone else is out there, they might be broadcasting or listening. You find a car with keys still in the ignition and drive. The streets are obstacle courses of abandoned vehicles, but you navigate through. You reach a major radio station in Midtown and break in easily. The equipment is still running, powered by backup generators humming in the basement. You figure out how to use the broadcast equipment after some trial. You speak into the microphone, giving your location, asking if anyone can hear. You broadcast for hours, repeating your message over and over again, patiently. You scan through frequencies, listening for any voice, any sign of life. Static fills your ears, broken occasionally by automated emergency broadcasts on loop. But no human voices respond to your increasingly desperate calls for contact. You leave the broadcast running on a loop and explore the building. In the break room, you find vending machines full of snacks. You smash the glass and take what you want without paying. Over the following days, you establish a routine to maintain your sanity. You move into a luxury apartment building on the Upper West Side. You pick the penthouse with the best view of Central Park below. You raid grocery stores for non-perishable food and bottled water supplies. You collect batteries, flashlights, camping gear, anything useful for survival long-term. You're preparing for a future you can't imagine, alone in a world. You try to find answers about what happened to everyone else here. You visit hospitals, finding them empty, but with equipment still running quietly. You check police stations, finding no logs or reports from that day. You go to the New York Public Library and research similar events. Rapture theories, mass disappearances, scientific anomalies. Nothing quite matches what you're experiencing. Every book you read was written for a world with other people. Now those people are gone, and the books feel like artifacts already. Loneliness becomes your constant companion, heavier than you ever imagined it could. You talk to yourself constantly just to hear a human voice. You name the mannequins in store windows and greet them as friends. You leave notes around the city for anyone who might come later. I'm alive. I'm at this address. Please find me, you write. You post them on doors, walls, bulletin boards throughout the empty city. You try to stay busy to avoid thinking about your situation too much. You learn to generate power using portable generators you find in stores. You set up solar panels on your building's roof for sustainable energy. You create a garden on the rooftop, planting seeds from a hardware store. The plants grow slowly, giving you something to care for and nurture. You talk to them like they can understand you, because you need something. Weeks pass, and you expand your exploration beyond New York City limits. You drive north to Connecticut, finding the same emptiness in every town. You go south to Philadelphia, then Washington, D.C., finding identical scenes everywhere. Abandoned cities, empty highways, no people anywhere you look or search for. The entire East Coast appears to be completely devoid of human life. You wonder if the whole world is like this now forever. You document everything with a video camera you found in an electronics store. You record daily logs, talking to the camera like it's another person. Day 43, you say. Still no signs of anyone else alive. You film the empty cities, the overgrown parks, the animals reclaiming urban spaces. Dogs roam in packs now, having escaped from homes and found each other. Birds nest in unusual places without humans to disturb them at all. Nature is slowly taking back the world humans built over centuries of civilization. You struggle with purpose and meaning in this new reality you inhabit. Why survive if there's no one to survive for or with anymore? What's the point of continuing when humanity has apparently ended with you? You stand on the edge of tall buildings, looking down, wondering. But something in you refuses to give up hope completely and permanently. Maybe someone else is out there, searching just like you are now. Maybe you just haven't found them yet, but you will eventually, somehow. You create projects to give your days structure and meaning beyond survival. You paint murals on building walls, leaving your mark on the city. You write a book about your experience, even though no one may read it. You collect artifacts from the old world, photos, letters, personal items. You create a museum in the Natural History Museum, adding to their collections. A section dedicated to the last days of humanity as you knew it. Months turn into a year, and you've adapted to solitude in ways. You've stopped expecting to see people around every corner or hear voices. The silence has become normal, almost comfortable in its consistency and predictability. You've learned which buildings have the best supplies, which routes are safest. You've mapped out the city in new ways, marking resources and dangers. You've become an expert in urban survival, though there's no one to teach. You celebrate your birthday alone, baking a cake from boxed mix you found. You sing to yourself, blow out a candle, make a wish for company. The wish feels futile, but you make it anyway out of habit. You've maintained as many human rituals as possible to remember who you were. You shower regularly, change clothes, brush your teeth every morning and night. These small acts of normalcy keep you tethered to your humanity somehow. You think often about the people you lost, though you don't know if they're truly lost or just gone somewhere else without you. Your parents, your siblings, your friends, your ex-girlfriend you never got closure with, all vanished without goodbye or explanation for you. You talk to them sometimes, imagining their responses, having conversations with ghosts. It's not the same as real human connection, but it helps. You've explored most of New York thoroughly, so you plan a longer journey. You'll drive across the country to California, searching for survivors along the way. You prepare carefully, loading a reliable SUV with supplies for the trip. Food, water, fuel cans, tools, weapons for protection from wild animals. You leave notes at major landmarks with your planned route and timeline. If anyone comes looking, they'll know where you went and when exactly. The drive across America is haunting and beautiful in equal measure simultaneously. Empty highways stretch for miles without a single other car moving on them. Small towns sit frozen in time, main streets deserted, shops unlocked. You stop in each place, calling out, searching, finding nothing but emptiness. The Grand Canyon is breathtaking without crowds of tourists blocking the views. Las Vegas is eerie, slot machines still blinking in dark casinos. The Hollywood sign overlooks an empty Los Angeles sprawling below it silently. You reach the Pacific Ocean and stand on the beach in California. Waves crash against the shore, indifferent to humanity's disappearance from the world. You scream at the ocean, releasing months of frustration and loneliness. The water doesn't answer, doesn't care, just continues its eternal rhythm. You realize that the Earth will be fine without humans here. Nature will recover, animals will thrive, the planet will heal from damage. Only you will miss humanity, because you're the only one left to remember. You drive back east slowly, taking a southern route through different states. Texas, Louisiana, Florida, all empty, all silent, all abandoned by humanity completely. You stop trying to find answers and focus on simply existing. You accept that you may never know what happened that day. Some mysteries don't have solutions, some questions don't have answers available ever. Back in New York, you settle into a long-term existence as Earth's sole human inhabitant permanently. You move between several locations depending on season and mood and needs. A beach house in the Hamptons for summer, the penthouse for winter. You've stockpiled enough supplies to last years, maybe decades if careful. You've learned to hunt and fish to supplement stored food supplies. You've become self-sufficient in ways you never imagined possible before this happened. You wonder sometimes if you're the last person, or just the last person in this particular version of reality somehow. Maybe there are parallel worlds where everyone else went, leaving you behind. Maybe you're the one who disappeared, and everyone else is wondering where you went. These philosophical questions occupy your mind during long, quiet evenings alone. You've stopped counting days because numbers don't matter anymore without schedules or deadlines. Time flows differently when there's no one to share it with at all. Days blend together, seasons change, years pass in a blur of solitude. You're aging alone, and someday you'll die alone, the last human consciousness. When you die, human history effectively ends with you, all knowledge lost forever. You decide to preserve what you can for whoever or whatever comes next. You gather books, hard drives, artifacts into a single location for safekeeping. You write down everything you remember about human civilization and culture and history. You create a time capsule of humanity, hoping some future intelligence will find it. Maybe aliens, maybe evolved animals, maybe humans who return somehow from wherever they went that day long ago now. You've made peace with your situation as much as anyone could possibly. You're not happy, but you're not constantly miserable either anymore these days. You exist in a state between finding small joys where you can. A beautiful sunset, a good meal, a comfortable bed, an interesting book. These things still have value, even without anyone to share them with directly. You still hope, despite everything, that you'll find someone else someday soon. You leave the radio broadcast running constantly, your message looping endlessly into the void. You check it daily for responses, finding none, but checking anyway out of habit. Hope is irrational, but it's also what keeps you going forward. You are the last person on Earth, as far as you know. You carry the weight of humanity's memory on your shoulders alone now. You are witness to the end of civilization, the silence after the music stops. You are alone, but you are alive, and that still means something. It has to mean something, because if it doesn't, then what's the point? So you continue, day after day, surviving, existing, hoping against hope. You are the last person on Earth, and you will not give up. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever while breath remains in your lungs. Because giving up would mean humanity truly ends, and you refuse to let that happen. You are the last person on Earth, and you will keep the flame alive. Even if no one ever sees it, you will keep it burning. Because that's what humans do. We survive, we persist, we hope. And you are still human, even if you're the only one left.